Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the 6 Yard Banter. Your front row seat to the Premier League's top six drama with a Chelsea twist. Here, it's Chelsea first and rivals next. As you all know, it's the final week of the transfer window, and guys, it's really kicked off. News popping out left, right, and center, and guys, it's just so much to cover. I'm going to try as much as possible to cover as much as I can because it's a lot, and I'm unsure if I'm going to be able to do so. But yeah, stick around and let's get started. So let's quickly talk about Chelsea's sister club, Strasbourg. Fabrizio posted yesterday with regards to Julian Ciso that extra tests are taking place for Julian Ciso after he suffered a serious injury months ago. It's a key step ahead of a move from Brighton to Strasbourg, Chelsea. Then later on, he further posted that Julian Ciso transferred to Bluco and Strasbourg has broken down. It has collapsed. The player must now return to Brighton. This is reference to Uriel Luge. So this one is a bad one. Yeah, his injury must have been pretty bad for his transfer to Strasbourg to collapse. And I feel gutted for him because this would have been a good base for him to build his career again. This injury he must have suffered this injury at the last World Cup, and I thought by now it would have healed up and for him to start off again. Anyway, I don't know what this is going to mean between Chelsea and Brighton because they apparently have a good relationship, and probably this one just might actually hurt the relationship between Chelsea and Brighton. Let me know what you guys think about the Julian Ciso and what you think about his transfer collapsing to Strasbourg. So Fabrizio posted that Anselmino's loan move to Dortmund has been confirmed from Chelsea with no buy option. Years with agent Diego Merino and intermediary Christian Beiret. So this one, yeah, I'm happy for Anselmino because this just gives him an opportunity to more exposure in Europe, especially in the Champions League, and there's just good feedbacks for him, and being in a club like Dortmund that, like I said earlier, thrive on building player and improving player. I think this is going to be a very good one for him, and I'm just looking forward to seeing him play in the Champions League, and I hope for the best for him. So good luck to Anselmino. So let's talk about Evil Saka. Excuse me. Well, that name is. I didn't mean to call him Evil Saka. I'm talking about Tyreek George. I picked up Evil Saka in one of the training sessions held at Coban, where Tosin referred to Tyreek George as Evil Saka. And if you take a closer look, you notice that he looks quite a bit like Saka of Arsenal. Anyway, so Fabrizio's posted earlier as regards to Tyreek George that Chelsea informed AS Roma about requests of around 30 million euros for Tyreek George with add-ons and heavy sell-on clause. Clearview is for permanent deal, no loan, as only one international spot remaining. AS Roma budget is lower. CFC also receive approach from two Premier League clubs and one German clubs rather. So as regards Tyreek George, I think this is going to be a good move for him, but I would have preferred, like I said in my previous video, that it should be a loan, just a straight loan move, and then we're able to make an informed decision at the end of the loan or at the end of the season, where if he does very well, we can get good fee for Tyreek George, and still yet if it doesn't go as expected, we're still bound to get good money from him from other with offers from other clubs. Anyway, so my belief is that I think this is going to go through. Maybe not not so much heavy clause like sell-on clause like 50%. I think maybe between 30 and 40. I think around that should just be enough to get the deal across the line. So the big one, Fermin Lopez. So yesterday there was so much news about Chelsea considering making a move for Fermin Lopez as an alternative to Xavi Simons if the move for Xavi Simons falls through. And I didn't want to pay so much attention to it yesterday because I felt like maybe it could be a smokescreen or something to just force Leipzig and yesterday to sanction a sale. But later on, Fabrizio came out and made a post that Barcelona's sources are denying receiving any offers from Chelsea. And today it's just kicked off completely, like it's gone out of the roof, like news left, right, and center. And I just quickly want to touch on this because yesterday I just thought, well, it's just the same news recycling, and both teams are playing chess and trying to play each other on who's gonna outsmart which one. But today, I'll just quickly touch on Fermin Lopez. I like Fermin Lopez. Okay, I like his attribute, but if you ask me to pick between Fermin Lopez and Xavi Simons, well, I'll pick Xavi Simons all day long. And this is my take here. This is the reason I'm leaning towards Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons is at his age, I think they're both the same age. But Xavi Simons is someone who's very good at tight spaces. He's so good and so comfortable with and tight spaces. But Fermin Lopez is, I can call him like, I think, in my opinion, I think he's someone of the same style with Nkunku and Kai Havertz. Oh no, not Nkunku and Kai Havertz. Sorry, a Mason Mount. Mason Mount is someone who likes to run a lot and all that, and I think we have a lot of that in the current Chelsea squad. So I feel like the only thing missing is a ball carrier. We have Esteval. Okay, and Esteval is he's still very young. We can't put so much load on him. Otherwise, it tends to affect him on the long run. We only have one in Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez. So I think that having Xavi Simons is just going to be it for me. Okay, and I wouldn't understand why Chelsea are apparently prioritizing Garnacho over Xavi Simons. We need someone who's going to control the tempo of the game. Like I said, we only have Cole Palmer. Xavi Simons just does this and does it very well. Okay, and I understand that getting Xavi Simons is dependent on the sale of Christopher Nkunku, and I hope that with all the news that has popped out today, Aston Villa showing interest, Leverkusen showing interest, Bayern Munich, and every other team in Europe, so to say, have showed interest, but no one is making a concrete move. No one is. We're not hearing that. So far we've only heard that things are happening behind the scene, but how much is happening behind the scene is a mystery. Okay, and I feel like we cannot afford to miss out on Xavi Simons. And now, lately, Tottenham are actually showing interest in a deadline transfer for Xavi Simons, and I'm not going to blame him which is actually a big if. This is a big if. If he ends up accepting a move to Tottenham, I'm not going to blame him because he's waited for so long, and I feel like his patience is going to start to wear thin. He's tried his best to wait for as long as he can. I feel like he should wait a little more, but I don't know. I'm having cold feet and I'm starting to panic with regards to Xavi Simons. It's not going to be nice if we lose Xavi Simons. I really, really hope that Chelsea end up getting Xavi Simons because it's just going to do a lot of good for the team. Apparently, news has just popped out that a lot of top players in the squad are cannot wait to have Xavi Simons in the squad. I really just don't know. I just one part of me still feels like Chelsea will end up getting Xavi Simons, and this is because I feel like no matter what, Nkunku needs to leave, and he's not going to want to be a big part player in the squad this season. I feel like that's reason enough for me to believe that Xavi Simons still ends up at Chelsea over Fermin Lopez. But the news of Fermin Lopez is I think that it's just to let RB Leipzig know that there are other options, and this is just business strategy. You must be able to show or prove to your clients or suitors or people that you can walk away from any deal if it's not what you want, if it's not suitable enough. And I think this is the game that Chelsea are actually playing. Whatever happens, I just hope that we don't miss out on Xavi Simons, because it's going to leave a bitter taste in my mouth, and I believe this is going to be the case for a lot of Chelsea fans out there that are actually hoping to get the deal for Xavi Simons, to get the year we go from Fabrizio Romano that Chelsea have eventually signed Xavi Simons. So let me know what you guys think about Xavi Simons and Fermin Lopez. Who you would prefer, Fermin Lopez or Xavi Simons? So on to the next. Nkunku. Breaking. AC Milan are preparing a 30 million to 40 million euro bid for Nkunku. Personal terms have nearly been agreed for a contract up until 2030. Leipzig and Aston Villa also want to propose a permanent deal. AC Milan. Finally, you guys have cash. You see, sometimes it's always good to play the waiting game, and it looks as if Chelsea are about to get their value, or their have their demands been met, and it's nice, because I still feel sad that Nkunku didn't make it at Chelsea, but I wish him all the best going forward if this deal goes through, and I hope this one goes through. I just hope this one goes through. AC Milan, I'll do you one favor. I'll do you one better, yeah? I'll personally drive Nkunku down to San Siro, to the stadium, for his medical. Just help us and come through on this one. We need you guys to come in clutch on this one. And I hope all goes well. Let me know what you guys think about that. So, Nicholas Jackson. Exclusive. Nicholas Jackson is set for a loan move to Bayern Munich. Advanced negotiations with Chelsea. Bayern will cover the full salary. Now, I don't think it ends there. I'm waiting to see the terms of the rest of the agreement between Chelsea and Bayern Munich, if it's an option to buy or an obligation, because earlier in the day it looked like Chelsea's stance was a loan move with an obligation to buy, a loan of £10 million with an obligation to buy at the end of the summer. So looks like Nicholas Jackson is heading out to Bayern Munich in Germany, and well, I think he's going to have the opportunity to do better than he did in England, because the pace of England is quite higher compared to any other league, including Germany. So plus German football is more technical and less tactical, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I stand corrected. So I think this is a good move for him. But I'm just curious to see if it's a loan move with an option to buy or an obligation to buy. Well, I hope everything goes well for Nicholas Jackson. And looks like the A list for Chelsea that was registered in the Conference League last season is almost cleared out, and we're about to have space for Garnacho and Xavi Simons. Hopefully, we do not miss out on Xavi Simons. I cannot emphasize or stress that enough. Oh, so yeah. Now on to the next. Alejandro Garnacho. So, according to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea have confirmed their proposal worth around £35 million. Excuse me, as their total to £40 million as their total package for Alejandro Garnacho. Now waiting for Manchester United's green light. Here we go soon. So, like today, today's news space has been all about Chelsea, 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 and it looks like Chelsea are about to get their target in Alejandro Garnacho, and I hope and pray that it's just Man United killing players and suppressing talents and not holding back players, so to say. And it comes to Chelsea and lights the roof and does exceptionally well, as other stories have um, gone about saying that Garnacho cannot wait to prove Ruben Amorim and the rest of the Manchester United fans wrong. So yeah, it looks like I think that this is going to be sorted out or concluded tomorrow at the latest, as well as Nicholas Jackson. And fingers crossed we get Xavi Simons. I just keep emphasizing on Xavi Simons, Xavi Simons, Xavi Simons, and I hope it really, really works out well. Well, Xavi Simons isn't dependent on Garnacho's deal. Just so you know, it's actually dependent on the sale of Christopher Nkunku. So yeah, that's that. Now, I think that's basically all about Chelsea. Now let's talk about Manchester City. So according to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester City have informed Tottenham today that they are not changing their position on Savinho. Manchester City FC have no information or intention rather to let him go, not even for a few over 70 million euros, seen as a key player for the season and for the future. This also changes the position on Rodrigo. So looks like Tottenham are just going to have to find some other player elsewhere. Uh, I don't have much to say as regards Savinho, to be honest. I just think that, to me, everything just looks like players are being, the price of players have just been overpriced and inflated, because I just think that Savinho is a decent player. I don't think he's just worth 70 million euros, to be honest. And I'm surprised that Tottenham are trying to fork out that amount of money for a player like Savinho. I mean, I know he's a good dribbler, but I think that there's still some things missing in his game, and I think Tottenham will do wise to spend on a player that is better than Savinho. Uh, But this one, Man City have also made their stance and position clear to Tottenham that they don't intend to let the player go. Well, we'll see what player Tottenham ends up selling or buying rather, and Rodrigo has also confirmed through his meeting with Alonso, the coach of Real Madrid, that he intends to stay and fight for his position. I think there was a post earlier today or yesterday, if I remember vividly, that he's going to be in competition with Vinicius for the left and for the left side of the pitch. I'm curious to see how that turns out, because if you ask me who to go for between Vinicius and Rodrigo, you best believe I'm going to go for Rodrigo. Anyway, yeah, so I think that's all we have for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment when necessary. I'd like to hear from you guys. And if there's any news that comes out tomorrow that's important to share with you guys, best believe I'll be here um, to make a video for you guys. And yeah, don't forget we Chelsea's game on Saturday is an early kickoff, so do well to be on the lookout for my match line or my prediction, my match prediction or my preview for the game between Chelsea versus Fulham. Until then, it's Chelsea first and rivals next. Peace.